Hi everybody, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I day traded today. Let's go ahead and get right into it. We start off on the 15-minute chart. I'm going to be taking my box tool and I'm going to highlight the first 15-minute candle here of the New York trading session. I'm going to move my face cam quickly and I'm going to show you guys. You can click here, regular trading hours or extended trading hours. I'm using regular trading hours. And so we are trading the price of the S&P 500, more specifically micro ES futures. The only indicator that I'm using on my chart is a VWAP line, and it is really unadjusted in any way, shape, or form. It's just a VWAP line, nothing crazy. So once we put this box over the first 15-minute candle of the New York session, we drop down to the 5-minute time frame. This long box across the chart here represents our opening range. And we're going to be trading price as it either moves outside of the opening range through the top or the bottom. So first we have to wait for price to exit the opening range, and then we'll decide what we do after that. Just as price is beginning here and is still within the opening range, one thing that I like to do as well is I like to mark out areas that I consider to be targets. If we scroll back out here to the chart, or if we even move out to a larger view like the 1 hour time frame, price began here today. Keep that in mind. So we want to think about targets, and one of the targets that I like to mark out are highs and lows that have previously formed that are really significant. This is one of them. That's a low that formed on Thursday last week. This is a previous high that formed this past Tuesday, and this is a previous high that formed this past Monday. So what I'll do is I'll mark out these highs using these lines. And I'll also mark out this low here using lines as well. These are areas that price may want to head to as it begins its day here in this area. So we come back to the 5-minute time frame. And then I have to wait for price to choose its direction essentially. And I wait for a candle to print and close its body either above and outside of this opening range or below and outside of this opening range, and it happens below. With this bearish candle printing and closing its candle body right here, that tells us that price is heading below the opening range, and it's also below this VWAP line as well. That tells us that price is heading downwards, obviously. The first thing that I wait for is a continuation setup to the downside, where essentially if price shows me that it's below the opening range, I would wait for price to pull back, and then I would wait for price to confirm it's heading downwards, and then I would trade price as it moves downwards, and I would call that something like a continuation short. Something like this. That would be a continuation short. Now, if you watch my video I posted yesterday we had a reversal setup. This is where we don't get a continuation setup as price moves downwards, and price falls for 30 or more points without getting a continuation setup. And that's exactly what price does today. This is what 30 points looks like below the opening range, and price surpassed that and went further down. And so we never got a continuation setup. Price went down 30 or more points, and it also took out a target that we marked out earlier, which was this previous low that formed on Thursday last week. So now we have the makings for a reversal trade, where we need to wait for price to give us a sign of reversal. We need to wait for price to pull back. And then we need a confirmation candle that price is heading back up and reversing back up to the opening range and VWAP line. We didn't get a textbook perfect reversal setup like we did in yesterday's video. But I still took a trade today. I don't recommend entering a trade if you don't get everything that I like to see in a setup, like I explained yesterday, and I'm going to go through those here in just a moment. But I'm going to tell you what I seen in the price action that made me willing to take a risk today on a reversal. First, we need a sign of reversal. A sign of reversal would be like this large bullish candle here that printed after we took out this target area that's the previous low. So we took it out, large bullish candle with fairly small wicks on the top showing bullish energy and a fairly large candle body. That's showing us that bullish pressure is pushing us back up after we've taken out that target. And I like to see 2 consecutive bullish candles to the upside together to give us our sign of reversal, but we didn't get that today. What we did get are a back and forth between bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish again. We didn't get any consecutive candles here, and we didn't get what I call to be a valid pullback. I would like to see a couple of consecutive bearish candles pulling back after our sign of reversal. So we didn't get a proper sign of reversal, and we didn't get a proper pullback, but we got a strong bullish candle after the target was taken out. And then these really weak, neutral, very non-bearish candles printed for a pullback here, and it showed me that price was finding support on that target area. So very large wicks, very small candle bodies on these candles for this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then we get a very strong, perfect confirmation candle to the upside with very little wicks, almost none, of almost completely full candle body after we were seeing that price was getting support from the target area. So for, let's say, a beginner trader, I wouldn't recommend taking a trade or taking a reversal because you didn't get everything that you were actually looking for in terms of a sign of reversal and pullback. We did get a good confirmation candle though. But after seeing this candle, since I'm a bit of a more experienced trader, specifically using this type of setup, been looking for reversals now for quite a while, I entered a long reversal long trade. I pulled my stop loss down to the bottom of the pullback, which was 12.5 points. And then I took my take profit, pulled it up to make it a 1 risk to reward ratio all the way up here. And this ended up being a pretty flawless win. Not even any chance to use any risk management tactics because we went straight from entry to take profit. I use a 1 risk to reward ratio for all my trade sizes, and I risk 1% of my account for every trade. So I was able to earn 1% return today day trading micro ES. So that, guys, is exactly how I day traded today and how I took a winning trade with a reversal long on micro ES. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow for some more day trading. Thanks for watching.